Hello, everyone, and welcome to Entre Abuelitas, Between Grandmas, because we talk a lot and you better listen up. I am your numero uno abuelita and your host, Liliana Montenegro. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, do you have an abuelita? Do you have two abuelitas? Do you call them? Do you take them out to lunch? We still eat, you know. You can do that. The holidays are here. As a matter of fact, we're almost at Christmas. Feliz Navidad, everyone. But you know, nowadays, abuelitas are such amazing human beings. We run in ages between the 40s and the 80s. We are modern grandmas, some of us. We decided that we want to go hiking, run marathons, take Pilates, even do some social dating. Oh, yeah, we still do that too. You know, and the one thing that truly has changed through the years, it is the relationship that we now have with our grandchildren. Because a lot of our children decide to move away either to another state or to another country. And it is up to us to continue that relationship with them, whether it's through, listen to this, social media, texting, phone calls, and of course, those special maybe 1 or 2 visits a year that we look so forward to. And a lot of you can agree with me on that. But we make the best of it, and we truly, truly enjoy our time with them. And another thing that we have to really ideally accept is the fact that we're no longer rocking chair grandmas. You know, that's kind of a little outdated out there. Do you know, in researching and in being a grandma who wants to know it all at the age of almost 70, and thank you, Lord, for all the years on this earth, I found out that around the world, we have 6.5 billion grandparents.
Wow.
In the United States alone, we have 67 million of them and increasing 1 million per year. Now, if I can figure out that 67 million live here and we can average it to 60 million, take half of that to be the women, the grandmas. Can you imagine if all grandmas held hands and created a love chain, we could go around the country 2.5 times, including Alaska and Hawaii, and we'll deal how to cross that water when we get there. But a love chain, I think I'm going to start that rumor. Maybe we can get it done. But listen, the one thing that grandmas do have nowadays, even if they're modern grandmas, or it's the grandma that actually stays behind to live with their children, to help them raise their grandchildren. I mean, there is nothing more valuable than that. And we will also talk to grandmas who have decided to do that and made that choice to help their family grow. And for that, I mean, that is an amazing job. No matter how you look at it, it's all work. It's all grandma's love that will see you through. But the one thing is, no matter what kind of grandma you are, you do hold on to your own identity. We're all doing pretty good at that. Especially my upcoming guest. I mean, she comes from the beautiful, beautiful country in Central America, Nicaragua. I mean, what a beautiful word. It sounds musical, doesn't it? She comes from Managua, Nicaragua. Oh, my goodness. Not only that, but she is the proof. You know, she is the proof that strength, vitality, energy, a great sense of humor, a determination to survive really does not have an age. It has no expiration date. You can be who you want to be at any point in time. And that's what my beautiful guest is all about. She's a grandmother, a mother, she's an artist, she's a realtor, and an actor. Of course, that's how I know her. She's my friend. She is the delightful Miss Pat Lopez. Hello, Pat. How are you, mi amor?
I'm great, thank you. Just getting over a cold, but glad to be alive.
Yes. Now, tell us about you. When did you get here from Managua, Nicaragua? I mean, that sounds so pretty. I know that you have both oceans to enjoy.
Yes, we do, Pacifica. My parents are actually from the Atlantic side called Bluefields. So we have a lot of, Creole, we have a lot of European. So we're a mix of everything from there. We came in 1973 to live, but grandma had already settled here. And we used to come every year to visit, get the old card and get a new car and drive back to Nicaragua. My mom used to drive 7 days straight from Managua to make it here to California. 7 days.
But back then, it was easy to get across all borders, right?
All you needed was a little bit of money so that they wouldn't open all the packages and stuff. So it was easy. It was easier in the 60s. Yes.
So that's when you came to this country in the 60s.
We stayed here right after the earthquake of Nicaragua in 1972 and never looked back.
Now, tell me a little bit about this beautiful grandma that started this for all of us, for all of you. I'm sorry.
Isabel, she was
I
a
wasn't part of the
chaparrita.
family, but
Oh, she was a chaparrita gordita, your typical grandma, a little chubby, long hair. But she was married to my grandfather who was German. British. So he went to Nicaragua to Bluefields and fell in love with this little girl. And, she never stopped. I think it was 10 of them. And then she still adopted three more. So it was 13. But then little by little, everybody moved to the States. And here we are, thanks to her, that she had a home that we could come to.
la abuelita
Unbelievable.
Isabel.
Abuelita Isabel, and she was the greatest cook. I think that's why I'm such a good cook. Well, that's what Jim says because he can eat rocks with salt, but he tells everyone what a great cook I am. But I think I got it from her because I used to watch her. Even the only thing I regret is not learning to do that kidney. No, not kidney, liver.
Oh,
That- the
oh.
liver, Italian style.
When I was little, we had a lot of liver. It was liver and onions.
Yeah.
And I remember I did learn it from my grandma. My mom was busy working, so I was doing the cooking when there was some to be done. And I remember we had to infuse it in vinegar
Yes.
overnight. Uh-huh. And that would give it this kind of I don't know, a little soury,
Sweet.
acidy,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
taste.
Delicious.
Delicious. But then you would make your seasoning with your onions and your peppers and your hot peppers and I don't, whatever ingredients you
You were
had, and you add it
delicious.
and you put it on top of your onions and on top of mashed potatoes. And whoa, what a meal. Nobody eats liver anymore.
Darn. No, I wish I had learned better. That's the only thing I didn't learn well. But anyways, she was amazing.
Linda. Now, talk to me about what has life been like? You are now married. How long have you been married?
Jim and I have been married 43 years. We met 1978 Halloween night. Woo!
My God, was that a trick treat or what?
I know. And he saw me dancing. And then, our friend of ours was on a wheelchair. And she kept saying, Jim, Jimmy. And I said, let me go get this guy. So I tapped on his shoulder. I said, they want you over there. And then he followed me. And that's it.
Oh, that was
We
the end of
met
that
through
story.
That's the end of that. And we married. We have two wonderful girls who care about their parents. They're always checking on us. Are you guys okay? And going on vacations with them. And now we have a granddaughter. Woo, I'm in heaven.
Congratulations. Is that the most amazing gift or what?
Dia, you could love more, even more than all your family, right? You love your daughters when you have them, and then you have another extension of you and you lose it. There's nothing this little girl can do wrong. We don't care. I told the girl she has the house, my jewelry, everything. It's hers.
I was just, and before I forget, because this is so very important to me, by the time this show airs, it will be my grandson's 18th birthday. I just spent a few days
Oh,
with him. I brought him from Arizona. It's one of
what a
those
blessing.
things where we know that our grandkids are away, but we try and do the best we can when we can. And he is turning 18. And I said,
Wow.
please stop because it just reminds me where I am at. But no, the thing is, this is the most chill young man you will ever meet, and I thank the Lord and I thank his parents for giving
Amen.
him to me, and I only ask God to just watch over him for the rest of his life. And happy birthday, Elijah! I hope you have a lot of fun in Flagstaff.
Wait, stop that. You're gonna make me cry
I
because
know,
if we watch a
but
grandma.
this is what grandparents are. This is where we are at right now.
Yes.
Where is your daughter? Where are your daughters and where is your granddaughter?
You know what? I was very selfish. I never wanted them to go away and study. Like my oldest wanted to go to New York at one point, and I said, no, baby. I'm gonna pay school over here, not in New York. I don't want to be one of those grandma that you're away, I'm here. So I was they call me selfish at that point, but I took it in and I said nope. So they live 35 minutes away. So I see my babies every week. If I'm not with one daughter, I'm with the other, or we're doing dinner, or we're doing lunch, or whatever. But I see them every week. I'm very blessed.
I'm very jealous. Okay, listen, we have gone on with this conversation forgetting about our cards. And we have to pick one of 20 because Liliana here has been coming up with more and more cards. So give me a number and we'll see where that statement or question or phrase or
Number
word,
8.
number 8, where it takes you. All right. Number 8. And it says, oh, it's hiding.
Wow.
I think we can both identify with this one since we are both in Los Angeles. Yes, we didn't tell our audience, but yes, I am in Los Angeles. So is my beautiful Pat. It says, you answer a phone call. Mom, are you napping? And you say, same thing. I'm on the 405.
It's so true. There's always traffic. Even 35 minutes. Sometimes it takes me an hour and 10 minutes to get to West LA or West
It's
Hollywood.
crazy.
It's like crazy.
Well, congratulations to us who we both have an audition today and is both at the time where it's the most traffic on a Friday on the freeways in Los Angeles. So
Yes.
good luck to both of us.
Yes.
But this happens all the time.
That's
It
life
happens all
for
the
us.
time. But that's why we're in California. We love it. It has so much more to offer, doesn't it? But let's go back to your daughters. Do they call you often? Now that I mentioned this with the phone call, do they call you often?
Yes. The oldest always calls me. My Bianca is too much. She calls me every day, just about every day. Alexis, when we talk for like 2 hours. So it's once in a while, maybe once a week, but we talk for a long time. So yeah, we talk often.
Is your relationship in English, Spanish, Spanglish?
Spanglish, definitely. Definitely Spanglish. Like tomorrow, we're going to go to an event that is very traditional in Nicaragua. And these ladies, these four sisters, have been doing it for over 40 years. They sing praising a certain saint. I don't want to say because some people get offended by religion, but it's a tradition that I grew up with. So I can't wait because I'm part of that chorus. And my little one said, Mom, I want to go and experience. She's 40 now. And she says, I want to go and experience what you experienced when you were little because they hear me talking about it. So I'm so happy she's joining tomorrow. So I'm going to be singing for all the Nicaraguans. Por un botón de rosa, que bello se Bueno, anyways.
All right, now where are the musicians? I'll have a band for you next time, okay? We'll have a bigger set. We'll be in person. How's that? Because this
Thank
show is
you.
just going to grow and grow because there is nothing, Pat, and you reassure the world on this. There is nothing like grandma's love.
Exactly. And
And
you know what? And we still enjoy sex.
and that's another point, that love and sex, well, they do go together. So talk to me
Yes.
about your sexuality, Miss Pat.
Well, I've been married 43 years, and in order to be married this long and still have that spark, because I still love that man. Um, I sometimes I look at his hands and I said, "Oh, my man has beautiful hands." I don't know. I fall in love with him every day or every other day, maybe. The other day, maybe he made me mad, but then the next day I'm in love again. And it's just communication, telling each other what we like and what we don't like. And I know a lot of people say, in your 60s, sex, but live and strong. That's all I
We
can
have
say.
a lot of women who are still very sexually active.
Yes.
It's impressive. And what I was saying about women being on social dating apps, it's happening, and you are meeting men. And a lot of women also are deciding to just have someone once in a while without the responsibility of having a marriage or a serious relationship. We are not that far off from the younger generation. On the contrary, we bring to it a little more wisdom. And I think that that wisdom and that experience that we have brings it so much depth that it makes it incredibly interesting and attractive, don't you think?
Yes. Yes.
I am being, I've been asked out for men much, much younger than me. At this point,
Woo!
I can't. I can't. I won't. But it's impressive, you know.
But it's no attachment. Why not?
Maybe in my case, because I've been attached way too many times. It's funny that I say that because I've been single now for 15 years. Single
Wow.
for 15 years. I mean,
Wow.
anybody out there who's interested, Entre Abuelitas at gmail.com. No,
You know,
but this is what I have chosen. And that's what we talk about when
yeah,
we
what makes you
mention
happy?
grandmas. It
Yes.
it is it is the choices that we made. A lot of women become widows, and they still choose to find someone else to love
Yes.
because it is important. I mean, 43 years. Did you ever think it would last this long?
I thought marriage is forever because that's where my parents were all, married for a long time. But I never thought of not being with him once I got married. That idea of divorcing wasn't there or anything like that. We worked through the problems because we have our ups and downs, right? But
Is that how your
coming,
parents were, Pat?
yes, my parents were very united. Even though my mom didn't drink or smoke, my dad did everything. So I'm right in between. I'm right in between. I do
Qué
everything with
lindo.
limit. So yes, and I saw them, and I love my daddy, how he was. If we didn't have anybody to dance with, he'd be your date.
Now,
Mom would be like,
did we mention how old you are?
"No, you could. I'm 68.
68 and absolutely gorgeous. How old is your husband? How old is Jim?
He's 68 and a half. He's older. I
My
married an older
goodness.
man."
It sounds really good. But, I have seen you many a times because we run into each other. At the beginning, it was you and him everywhere, attached at the hip. And I go, and it's the truth. And what a wonderful hip to be attached to.
Oh, thank
I
you.
mean, love is so hard to obtain, is so hard to hold on to.
Yeah.
And we all keep hoping for it. I think I was mentioning on the first show, I was talking to my first guest, Odessa Feaster. And she has also a beautiful marriage. She has her queendom, as she calls it, and has a king living with her. It's just that the way that she looks at life. And I was telling her that some of us have not been fortunate enough to find that kind of love where it's just a forever love. And I made it sound a little bit like there was nobody there ever. No, I know that I was loved. It was just that I was not that cup of tea. I was not that perfect match, nor were they for me. And I just kept moving on. And it is so beautiful how you say that your parents were so united because what you live, what you saw. And at the same time, I did the same thing. I had more of a challenging childhood, so I didn't see that love flourish as you did, and you were extremely, extremely lucky. Now, let me ask you one thing: did Grandma the one that lived here first? Did she have a grandpa?
She did, but he left her with 13 of them. And this is where I learned to be feisty and keep going no matter what, because she used to tell me, baby, I love that man, but I moved on and my kids were my priority. And everybody took care of whatever they needed to do. So when I came to the States, Grandpa came in after and she would feed him. And I said, Grandma, aren't you mad that Grandpa left you? And then she would tell me, that's in the past. Who's gonna do anything for this old guy? I don't mind giving him a plate. So, but he was still having his love in Nicaragua. So he would go back and forth. And she didn't mind anymore. And I thought, wow, my grandma is very smart. She was laughing with him like they were best friends, remembering old times. And then, okay, off you go. Woof, woof. It was like, what
She
the
had
heck?
her own identity, like we were mentioning before. She knew exactly who she was, strong. And
Yes,
it's funny that you mentioned, and then we started talking about Grandpa, because back in the time, and yes, we're talking 30s, 40s, 50s, when we came in, 60s, we saw that constantly, where grandpas had double families.
yes,
Not only they had an extra wife or lover, they had extra family full of children. And at that time, it was kind of accepted by society. Men were in control of these situations. And I mean, it happened in my family. My grandfather was a señor every day. He was a chief of police for many, many years. Come to find out later, after having 10 children with my grandma, that he also had another family. And we had a beautiful uncle that now he's my same age, and I'm like, I'm having a hard time calling you uncle. But situations like that happened a lot. The times have changed. That is no
yes,
longer acceptable by any rule.
right. But my grandma did confide in me that they never talked to her about sex or anything. So when she married Grandpa, she was shocked as to what she needed to do. I mean, it was a little bit of a shocking, and I thought, how did you go? But you love this man, didn't you? She said, yeah, baby, but I couldn't pass that because I was never prepared. So I
Wow.
never wanted my
How
kids
old
to
was
feel
she
like,
when she married? Do you know?
I believe she was like 16.
My grandmother was 14 years old. I have the
My,
picture of her wedding day, and she looks like a little girl holding just a bouquet of flowers. She was my adoration. She was my inspiration. She still is to this day my everything. It's
oh,
incredible,
yeah.
the love that we hold for grandmas. And it's like I was telling, when my grandson came this past weekend during Thanksgiving, I surprised him by taking him to see a friend that they neither one of them had seen each other in a while. And I told him, I said, that, and it turned out that they're both turning 18 at the same time.
Wow.
They went to kindergarten together, and that's why that the picture of both of them stayed in my heart. And they both musicians. And I said, listen, and they said, well, thank you for putting us together. Thank you for doing that. I said, no, 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 no. This is a selfish way of saying, when you're up there receiving that Grammy, don't forget to thank Ella. Say, thank you, Liliana. Yeah, we did it.
Oh,
Because
how
that's the
sweet.
thing about grandmas. What do you want your granddaughter to remember about you?
You know what? I wanted to remember. I'm sorry, I get a little bit emotional because
I want you to get emotional. You sexy diva, iconic woman, you.
I'm a crybaby. I'm
We are.
feisty, but I'm a crybaby. I want her to do whatever she wants, but with limit. I don't want her to think about what the other person is thinking. I don't want her to be ruled by the opinion of others because that's what makes this world down. Because they believe what they hear. But if you don't believe it in your heart, you listen to it and you let it go and you keep going, that's going to take you places and you're going to be grateful every day to get up. I tell her, be grateful every day. Thank you, God. I'm getting up today. Woohoo! The sun is up. It's not the end of the world. So I want her to remember that I live life to the fullest.
And
And
yes,
I
you
want her to
do.
live like that.
And yes, you do, Pat. I have seen you. I mean, I thought I had energy until I met you. I mean, hey, the room is going to explode when we're together. And I mean, thank God you weren't feeling that well a couple of days ago because we were a little mellow. But hey, we're all
Yeah.
so loud and so happy all the time to see each other on the
Yeah.
audition studios. One advice, one piece of advice, not to the grandkids. One piece of advice to the grandmas on this holiday season, or one word to them. How do you finish this beautiful program with this few words?
Forgive and forget.
Oh,
It's so great because I see a lot of some of my friends a little bit talking about this, or we always have that monster in our family. We always have somebody that, so what? Forgive and forget and keep going. That's my advice.
that was like
Be
Grandma
great.
Isabel said,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
I
Exactly.
remember. Well, Pat, you are an amazing young lady. Thank you
Ah,
so much for being on Entre Abuelitas. You're an amazing abuelita, and I know your granddaughter must be so, so happy to call you abuelita. First of all, what does she call you?
Nana.
Nana.
But most of the time is nannies. Nannies, nannies this, nannies that. And I tell her, you're my number one, you're my favorite. She knows.
Qué linda. Do you teach her Spanish?
She only spoke Spanish. Now she's picking up English, but we have her studying with a teacher Castilian so that she really never forgets the Spanish, and she talks very well Spanish. She's like an adult.
It's very
Yeah.
important. Two languages is so important to have. My
Yes.
grandsons don't speak any. I just realized my 18-year-old grandson, he understands just about everything. But it is important to be a little bit more attached to your roots, and especially to your language, to your
We
base,
cut it down. Now
Yeah,
I'm
but
learning
well, that
French right
50%
away.
at least, because his father is African American, so it's a beautiful mix of cultures and traditions and
Oh,
love.
nice. Very nice. You know why we look so different? Hispanics, we look Chinese, we look white, we look black. You know why? Because we sleep with anybody.
Okay, yeah, we do. Whoever loves us, we are right there. Abuelitas have,
That's right. We go for
as
it.
you had noticed, my beautiful audience, abuelitas have no shame here.
Not this one.
Pat, oh, you made me cry, girl. But listen, you made me cry and you made me laugh at the same time. Have an amazing holiday season. May the Lord
Thank
bring
you,
you
Nana. Thank you for inviting me.
every single gift that is yours. It will come your way. My love to your family, and thank you for being part of Entre Abuelitas.
You bet. Love
Thank
you.
you. I love you too, my love. And to all of you, thank you so much for joining us in Entre Abuelitas. Remember, give us a call, give us a hug, just talk to us for a minute, huh? And remember that on this Christmas season, well, there's nothing else but wishing you kindness. That kindness comes your way, the love surrounds you, and that the spirit of Christmas truly warms your heart all year long. Stay in touch. Visit me at entreabuelitas@gmail.com. Tell me what you want to know about us. Tell me about your abuelita. And if you are an abuelita, come on down. I want to talk to you too. Feliz Navidad a todos ustedes. Que la pasen divino. Y recuerden, tienen todo mi corazón. Adiós.